Good morning, all. Um, my name is Dogumbia Silvanus. I'm representing Group 1. In trying to review the introduction, what we did was, first of all, we tried to see if there is any recent definition to what hitherto was in the document. As you can see, it's a bit blurred. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. So I think it's better, I will just share with you the comments or what we added in the document, right? I think it's better that way. Uh, Please, can you just scroll to the side? For instance, we try to see if there is any new definition on the EU definition of social protection. And while we're searching during our research, we realized that the definition that is in the document was erroneously captured as AU definition. Meanwhile, it was the ILO definition. So you can see by the sites, you will see the AU definition. You can see this was highlighted, but then if you check by the side, you will see the recent AU definition of social protection. It's not coming. It's not. So probably we'll just, so we did it in Google, so maybe that's why. So, okay, you want to use your system, right? Maybe to project better. Yes. Yes, yes, slightly. Maybe I will just come here. Okay, I think I mentioned that, right? So now the African Union defines social protection as a set of public and private measures that protect people from life cycle measures. So we realize that it's just mere semantics. It's just almost the same thing, you know. So yeah. So now we decided to, because we agreed. Yes, yes. So that's the ILO definition, as at 2017. Next. You just accept. Only you just. Okay, you want us to. Are you okay with it? Are you okay with it? The ILO definition? Are you okay with it?
The other one is the global concept, the global context, while the other one is the African context. I think it's okay.
Okay.
Because we're trying to align the document with best practices, right?
Mm.
So we can accept the two definitions.
So 1.2 for us in Kaduna, uh, like we're all aware, the document, the first draft, no, sorry, the first policy document was written in 2020, right? So then it was the former governor uh, that was in charge. But since we now have a new governor, it will be wise for us to adopt or to reflect his stand on social protection. So if you recall, on the 27th day of August 2027, the governor during the Kaduna State Social Protection Summit, he made a statement. And in that statement, he projected his position on the poor and underserved that we were able to reflect when we said for us in Kaduna, please go Jay. Where? Okay. So you can see this aligns with the commitment of the current administration to. Where is the definition? Okay, okay, okay. That's the Kaduna definition now. Yeah. So you can see clearly he stated that is to bring poor and vulnerable and underserved. Our governor likes that word, underserved. You know, he doesn't like using, he likes that word.
Is social protection policy part of the agenda of this government? Right?
Yeah,
If
yeah.
it's part of it, then there's a need for you to set it clear that its social protection policy is part of the agenda, one of the agenda of this government, which 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 uh, which means that the government will give much priority to social protection policy.
Yeah, it is.
Part of the agenda.
Yeah, it is. That was why when he came, shortly before uh, he was sworn in as governor, I think it was on the 23rd of July, 23rd of July 2023. That was when he signed the executive order. And in that executive order, like the issue of financial inclusion and all that, opening accounts of 2.5 million persons in Kaduna and all that. So, so next, any? So I think we'll just go straight to 1.3, the rationale for social protection. So this is more or less like more or less the global rationale for social protection and all that that we retained, and then as
addition, what we are trying to do, we are trying to review the document, right? We are reviewing it, not that we are developing it. We are reviewing it. So I think under this session, we need to bring the reasons, some of the reasons why we need to review. Yeah, that's what we. Okay, you did it, but if you bring it,
okay, 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 okay. Now, a confluence of emerging social economic risk encompassing the adverse impacts of climate change. You know, we're talking about, you recall yesterday, we said before now, the issue of climate change was not the focus. We talked about the demographic shift and all that, right? Population growth and then the increasing dependency rate and all that. So,
you see, the essence of this presentation is for you to be reading. As you are reading, then you'll be telling us that instead of this, your group have decided to bring in this. In this document, in the format, there were no need of explanation. In the format document, this was there, and now we are replacing it with.
but I thought that was what I said. Eh? Okay, 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 okay. So no problem. Sorry, sorry, sorry about that. So,
Assuming you read this, social protection is about this, and that. So your group felt that this one should not be here, but social things should be added. And that is why you added this.
okay,
You are done with this paragraph. You move to the next paragraph.
okay,
Right? If there's
okay.
anything you removed, you say, okay, you have done this, you have
I
done
understand, sir. I understand, sir. Probably I started on that note and then I deviated. I got carried away by trying to explain. So, so like I said, okay, I've explained that one, right? I said, as regards to the rationale, right? This was the initial rationale. But of course, Goji, go to the next one. So we felt that with the present reality, right, this was what we added as the rationale for social protection as it is. You understand? So do I have to read all this? Okay. So we said a confluence of emerging social and economic shocks encompassing the adverse impacts of climate change, one, economic reforms, two, rural urban migration, three, persistent insecurity, population growth, and increasing dependency rates is exacerbating poverty and vulnerability, thereby intensifying the demand for social protection. If you remember yesterday, that was clearly highlighted. Also, disease outbreak. Okay, noted. Hmm. But
I think from 2020 from 2020 was there any outbreak?
No, you know, this is the good job. This is the highest. It cannot expand this.
Before, right? So this outbreak. Yes. Uh-huh. So you go what you have done, if you're waiting, no, you go back, go back here, go down. Oh, so yes, we're taking note. Yes. So go ahead.
so, Goji, next.
And then the next.
No, it's the next. Is the next. The social protection programs have impacted on the lives of our citizens, but challenges remain. Hence, the need to refine processes and come up with creative and innovative strategies to pull our citizens out of poverty. This was in that speech by the governor during the summit, so we decided to paraphrase and all that. Therefore, the revised policy aims to build on successes, recognize emerging realities, addressing shortcomings by redefining strategies and leverage lessons learned to deliver effective, shock responsive social protection. Yeah. So, next, where we did. So, if you look at the 1.3, I think the third paragraph, there are some programs, SP programs, that are in the document, but as we speak, those programs are a little bit, they are not really in place, but they are not functional or active, or more or less, yeah. So like the Kaduna,
There are no replacements.
no, for now, no. There are no replacement for now. And all these programs one is nutrition related, and the other one is for women empowerment. However, the governor they made rather flagged off three programs, but I don't think those programs have commenced, like the program for the aged, for women, and then the other one for for children, child
I
something.
think there is a need for us to include them since they have been flagged off. So
We only give up.
since they have been flagged off, right? Now, but that's what
He said he gave approval for the flagship. Eh? No, sir. Sir, hold on. I think we mentioned them. It was during the financial. He mentioned. He said he gave approval for the flagship of the program. So it shows. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm.
So that we mentioned some. Yeah, which some that we mentioned. I think you can just highlight them. Highlight them. Read them there. This one we mentioned.
Where is it? And that's why I said it's not too functional.
No, but it's in existence.
Yeah, yeah. No, we didn't say it's not in existence. It's low key, more or less. So, um, okay, okay. So, Kaduna's
Let's listen. Let's listen.
Kaduna State's Financial Inclusion Executive Order, the one I mentioned, 2023, is making strides, aiming to open 2.5 million accounts. The progress is impressive, with 2 million accounts already open, and efforts are underway to cover the remaining 500,000 accounts, specifically targeting the underprivileged.
Social development programs and subsidy
On fertilizer, that's the one for agri, right?
We list this one here.
Okay.
These two. And maybe just to add, we added them because we wanted it to align with the current administration priority programs. So because even though cabinet exists, it might not necessarily be a priority of the current administration. So that's why we brought in programs that were actually initiated during this administration for quick buy-in and approval. So,
Okay. The 2 million account that was open is what?
is that? Yes, we actually wanted to go on.
It's on his speech. Have been open.
Already for unbanked rural people, 500,000.
Then what's the purpose? Is it for these people cash transfer?
Cash transfer, financial inclusion. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 2%. It's for financial inclusion. Financial inclusion. Financial literacy. Yeah. Financial literacy, and all that.
We're not financially.
Mm. Yeah. So, so, okay. So, so now, in trying to look at the gaps, the existing gaps, limited coverage. This initially when we started, you know, this was a gap. Initially, this was a gap, but now we're operating in the 23 local governments. Now, this statement is as regards to the targeting for the social register. When we started, it was 9 LGAs, but now we're in the 23 LGAs. So this is no more a gap.
This limited coverage
It's no more. Okay, to some extent, okay, to some, yeah, yeah. So is it you said 10 million people? 10 million poor people? Uh-huh. Hmm. So what we're trying to say is that because now for this statement now 9 out of 23 now we have yeah.
Okay, the key findings are there.
So this section should be tied to the present administration sustain agenda. So you remember the document was shared. So if you look at the gaps in the sustain agenda, the CITAN, so the current gaps as regard to this are being reflected there. So they were just going to lift it up and then you add to this present document. I think that takes care of all this. So Becky, are you satisfied now? Okay, maybe we should look at the gap. Those ones, the CITAN gap. Yeah, maybe we should look at it. Yeah. Do you have them? The CITAN. What is that? Uh, yeah, maybe we should go back to CITAN so that at least the CITAN. The
So we got some from the ones we are picking up from some of the findings so that CITAN provided. Then also, if you go deep into the document, there are some challenges, causal challenges that were identified. So those are the ones that we just want to pick put there.
it's almost at the tail end.
So this is actually the section that we hope to pick from. Okay. Because this is supposed to be an analysis of the issues, the letting to
But this is no more. This is no more. This is no more a gap because there is no more a gap. Mm, it's not. No. Yeah, most have been done. Uh, like the social investment bill and the state social security bill, all that has been. Yeah. Yeah.
causal analysis of I think yes,
The ones that are relevant, will be replaced. Mm. Let's go to.
Yes. So one of the reasons why this is reviewed is stemmed off from the findings of this CITAN, right? That also motivated the review of this document, and that was why situation analysis was done before the review, so that it will guide the review of this document. So it is not out of place if we use information from CITAN to guide our
Okay.
review of this social protection policy. So it's still good that we can lift up some of the findings there and just move it here as the basis and justification for this review.
So we should just.
okay,
Okay. You don't have anyone to say.
no, but we can add. So if we have anything that we think is not, for those that have read the CITAN document, that we think has not been captured.
like
So
this
you
issue
are
of
proposing that this number two is going on?
No, no, no,
No,
no.
no, no.
Because CITAN will provide what has been done already and what is the gap based on
especially
this.
related to aspects of co-coordination and the rest. Not that we have a capital for the coordination and the rest.
So if you look at CITAN report, this number two, there's a recommendation on what needs to be done based on where the situation.
So this number two should have been edited, right?
So that's what we are saying. We will pick the issues from CITAN.
After this presentation,
Yes, they will put it, but wanted to agree that it is sit-down that we will use as a reference discussion.
No,
That is what the policy
no.
we are agreeing.
I thought
This is the old document. Please, can you go to the comment? Can you go to look at
Going to sit down to progress and the gaps and
now?
yes, it- yeah.
because I think in terms of lack of comprehensive and reliable data, he mentioned earlier that the government said that about 2 million people are so I think there is an effort to, to have a kind of reliable data because when you have a good number of people, being inclusive, have a bank account and the rest, then you can say you are making progress. So I think that one will be take care of these points. So in terms of
Yes, yes, we'll taking note of all of that. Just put that. So for example, now under where cashew is supposed to be, is now the
Katsipa.
The new emergency arrangement from civil society. We always said that Kasipa cannot do its work as far as we are concerned. Because if you look at the budget being provided for them to coordinate this number of agencies, if they don't have the funds, it becomes very difficult to actually do the work. So we acknowledge the progress that the agency has been established. But however, these are the gaps that the new policy, review policy, supposed to cover for it.
So I think we're done with the challenges there. So, like we said, we adopt the CTAN um, gaps.
From CETA. Okay. Where if you want to CETA, say we should prioritize. Okay.
It's a new addition.
Yes, prioritize. Yes. Advice policy, right? Then from the sites analysis. Of course, on the low priorities, of course. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
first one,
Leaving no one behind and inclusive social protection. Comprehensive understanding of coverage, number of people covered, adequacy, comprehensiveness, transparency, dignity, and reliability. Two, better targeting of vulnerable groups, gender, persons with disability, intersecting vulnerabilities and specific needs of children, rural population, migrants, refugees, indigenous populations, ethnic minorities, and then ensuring buy-in from all stakeholders for sustainability and universal approach to leave no one behind. Then, of course, the data and delivery system, collection and management of relevant, high quality and recent data that are sufficiently disaggregated, and then monitoring progress and impact, then the establishment of the Kaduna State Social Protection Agency to directly supervise and coordinate SP implementation. And then lastly, building synergies across SP relevant MDAs and eradicating fragmentation of programs. Yeah, this one, this one. Yeah. Yes, 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 yeah. Maximizing accessibility, inclusiveness, and effectiveness of delivery system, including through the use of new technologies. Then third is ensuring adequate and sustainable financing for SP. That will be done by ensuring utilization of the costed implementation plan for progressive realization of SP targets, and then also by domestic resource mobilization, by expanding the fiscal space for social protection, and then by pursuing economic inclusion through social protection. And then the fourth one is adaptive social protection system. Through preparedness for a wide range of shocks, especially climate change and conflict situation. You know, that has been mentioned. And then SP system that will be adaptive to a long-term development, e.g. demographic change. Remember, Doctor, you mentioned it yesterday. And then strong systems to address life cycle risk, not ad hoc response mechanism, something that is effective, not just temporary. So 1.4, of course, is the SP in the initiatives, we try to review to see, do we have new social protection in yeah at the national level and all that, even at the state level that we did, uh, which after that we checked and there was nothing significant, the national social investment programs, I think they just have just one or two that I knew, but all others are existing, although just like other programs at the national, because of um, changes here and there, they have not really commenced fully. So we try to look at the overview of social protection in Kaduna, and of course, like what it was mentioned, SIO has been replaced with CATSIPA, that you can see in our comment section. Kaduna State Investment Program Agency, CATSIPA, replaces our Social Investment Office. And then also here, some of the programs that were initiated by the previous administration. Thankfully, Kaduna, Catswife, like the Catswife. So I don't think we have cat step anymore. So,
but I think here there's a need for you to categorically mention that some of these programs were initiated by Kaduna State government from social period to social period. So that in the review, this review document, some other documents, some other programs, started after that's after this, right? After this new document. So you try to include it, then you still mention this one.
okay.
So that anybody that is going through the document will know that some of the programs were initiated before now, so that they are replaced with this, and that.
Okay.
For record purpose, right?
Okay. Okay.
So there's no need of repeating all this one. Just ask.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
We also agree
So-
to get a comprehensive one.
Yes.
So,
You can like this one now. This is the one that is contained in the document.
yes.
So the one we are reviewing, we have additional.
Yes. So what we agreed is that since we have representatives of MDAs here, so we'll request them to give us an update of the existing programs. That we have started with Ministry of Human Services. Yeah. So that is it.
We are looking
So-
for the mandate of are we here?
The new ministry.
The new ministry, yes. Because it was happening. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Which will go back. We'll need the Ministry of Environment, they have some adaptive interventions under AFISA in the office. So,
Ministry of Environment. Yes.
Then SEMA, if you look at their
That's
they have a section that is on social protection intervention. So if we can also
that actress, they are very, very relevant as far as
Under the Ministry of Environment, right? Yes.
Ministry of
Yeah. Under the Ministry of Environment.
They deal with
breaking of stones with dynamite. If you go to there are communities that after they explode, use that dynamite. The particles drop on their plants and it is causing serious health crisis. So those kind of communities also will need some level of which will kind of social insurance.
So, hmm. So for the policy development, during our discussion, we felt okay. Some of us felt that we should expunge it from the document, and then at the end of the day, we now said, okay, for history, for learning purpose, for history, purpose, that we should retain it. Just like you rightly mentioned, that we should not delete or remove the programs, the former programs, or the past programs, or more or less, yeah, it has to be mentioned. Exactly, you know, yeah, even for learning purpose. So what we decided to do is to create another column that we named 1.7, right? 1.6, initially. Yeah, we added 1.6 policy review process, after the DEX review consultation. So for this review now, you know, uh, DEX review consultation with stakeholders under the OGP, TWG. Team members, you recall that Becky shared communique, right? you know, during the discussion. So it was all part of the consultation on the strengthening of the social protection system. Then the CITAN, of course, the CITAN document, the findings and all that. Then policy validation, town hall meeting. That is the expectation after this workshop. Probably there will be a kind of like town hall meeting with stakeholders. And even I was telling her that it needs to be taken to council for ratification. Even before that, you have to take it to the MDAs for the commissioners to validate on it and all that. So yeah, we can. So for the guiding principles, we felt that okay, these are the existing guiding principles. That if there are other guiding principles, that will be added. You know. So can we go to the comments? Um, so right now there is a draft SDP that has not been finalized. So the draft SDP, which integrates the social contract of the current administration, that is the sustain agenda, that will be reflected, which focuses on 7 pillars. The goals of the SDPs are to grow, one, to grow the economy, improve the livelihood of the residents of Kaduna State, build strong institutions, advance rural governance with enhanced rural service delivery, and improve human capital development in the state. And then the plan also clearly aligns with the National Development Plan and Sustainable Development Goals. That's the SDGs. So that will be reflected, there. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's the end of the document.
So because this one will have this implementation focus. It's now different. This is for the former state development plan. Yes. So the new development plan has a new focus that is broken down to pillars of the sustain
Agenda.
So you mean before this administration, there was a development plan.
Yes.
Yes.
And when this administration comes in, was the development plan reviewed?
It was reviewed and integrated.
Okay.
And I'm not talking like
No, in the process, sorry, sir.
Okay.
Sorry, sir. So, sorry, sir. Sorry, sorry, sir. Do-
was there. It's just that the sustained agenda was started with the global plan. What is to make sure that the campaign of this government. What form of part of it? Yes. Yes. Yes.
Chicken.
So that before the how many
Because we need hope now.
16. Look at the for people they were so most of the sectors
But Mala was 7 point agenda. Really. Mala was not 7 point agenda. Huh? Mm-hmm. Mm.
I think it's important that we capture it, stating categorically clear that these are the contents. So this is the contents of the plan. So that yes, so that as the social protection policy is implemented, make sure that aligned with the plan, sustain the agenda of the president. So go ahead.
I think we're done.
You are done?
Yes. Say, you want to?
So go ahead and yes, for some of the the issue is this. There are some of the information that will require here, and unfortunately they are not here. Please, you can put a call across. We shouldn't just wait that after the workshop they will start going round in 10 years. No, thank God this digitalized era. You know, I can just put a call and make a confirmation. You know, get any data that is required. More about substance agenda. So the productive fathers need to capture substance agenda. You know, this substance agenda is categorized into different commitment. So where does SB, yes, area of commitment, you need to capture is aligned with the area of commitment social number. So better. So from the overview, I was taught maybe to see as a review to see the allocation and then the expenditure of operations. So that that will it tells the trend where are we with the right allocation of resources? Is it enough? And what compared to the GDP? What percentage? You are right. I think
Good morning.
what
Yeah.
and to see where an area that needs an improvement. But I think we should have that for report. Or do you have it? So there's no report of that. You know, so that when I was making the decision yesterday, I made mention of it. I said we used to do quarterly, you know, do quarterly review, see what has been done, you know, making comparison with the plan and implementation plan. This is how we are going. And unfortunately, most of the time, what the NDA does make a decision was not this one. So I don't want us to bring this issue here.
I think there is no need for us to bring in this issue of performance. Is there any need, Madam Becky? No, I think there is no need. So, but you've said it.
Present
Mm,
maybe want to compare what is the allocation and then the expenditure of the previous, then compare how much it's needed for this.
I think that will come under the implementation plan. There's a particular costed estimate and implementation plan. Do you get it? No, it's like you are not still. No, but what you have said, about the introduction.
As we are doing it on a quarterly basis, each MDA, maybe each MDA is called for
Review.
performance review meeting. That what how many expected plan activities that you want, and what is the allocation, what is the expenditure, so that will condense.
I think yes, you are right. I think that will form part of the recommendation. Yes, so that Kasipa can start doing that. Yes, yes.
That's a nice presentation. I just want to suggest something because somehow, because of your presentation, I noticed you ran into a challenge.
We ran into.
A kind of challenge.
Okay.
Certain programs like Capsule, Partner, were mentioned in the policy, but now only to realize that we no longer run them now, or they are yet to take off under this administration. Sometimes listing programs the way they are designed in a document like this, we run into problems. As a nation, we all know how talent we have with continuity. I just want to suggest something that, like us in the Department of Legal Drafting, this is policy drafting exercise or review. Policies give birth to legislation.
Yes.
There's a strategy we've adopted over time that in order to avoid doing amendments to legislation to make it. I was just discussing with my neighbor here. Like, okay, take for example the Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Human Services and Social Development, Environment and others. When you want to mention these things in a legislation, one strategy we've adopted, we do not say Kaduna State Ministry of Agriculture. We just mention the ministry responsible for matters related to agriculture. Because at the time, I know the Kaduna State Ministry of Agriculture was Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry. Environment is known to be Ministry of Agriculture, Environment and Natural Resources. Tomorrow, by executive chair, Governor Basani may decide to say natural
Change the name of the ministry.
Kaduna State
Move here.
Now, if you have that in the legislation, it's a problem. So why not we mention, like, for example, CATSWEP, which stands for Kaduna Sediment and Farming Fund, and then CATNAV and others. CATNAV deals with issues around nutrition and rescue. So we can actually mention programs, initiatives around nutrition and rescue without necessarily mentioning the program. You see, this is a policy we've had since 2020 that should have been reviewed, I think, 2023 or 2024. Now, unless sometimes organizations like UNICEF, Save the Children, and others come in, these review exercises happens to the light of day. Yes. And now it doesn't speak well of us as a state that we have a program in a policy, and then you are interacting with bodies like UNICEF and others and other donor agencies.